Hello my Canasta friends, welcome to Canasta Class Clinic. In this video we'll be discussing basics, tips, and strategies all about canasta as we play on real canasta. Our topic will be all about melding and why it might not be beneficial to you to meld. This was a question that was sent to me by one of our viewers, so I'm so glad I can answer it. If you have any questions or topics you would like me to discuss, please put it in the comments below and I'll be sure to answer. Or if you have a suggestion on what you have done different as we play on real canasta, please also put it in the comments. I love hearing from you. So let's get on with our topic, but before we do, please make sure that you connect with me. Hit the subscribe button, make sure you hit the bell so you can get notifications when I post new videos, and be sure to give me thumbs up for those videos you enjoy. Share with fellow canasta players, and please, again, I love engaging with you, so please put any comments below. If you're looking for anything about the video, it will be in the description below. It means the world to me that you show up each week and watch our videos on Canasta Class. And thank you for all your love and support. Why melding isn't beneficial to you. In canasta, there are a few reasons why you might not want to meld right away. First of all, be patient. Even if you have your opening points, read your partner and your opponent, and read the table. Maybe your partner is working on a special opener. They're looking for more wilds to be able to meld a wild canasta. Or maybe they're working on a special hand. So be patient. Maybe using too many cards. That might be a reason why you might not want to meld. If you use too many cards, it's not going to be able to help your partner be able to close canastas. So if your opening means that you're using too many cards, you might want to wait and change around your hand and pick more of a rank. Or maybe, better yet, maybe your partner will open and then you will have cards to be able to just help pick the pack. Avoid excess melding, meaning only put down enough cards to reach your initial meld. Do not add excess cards. You want to keep them in your hand so that if you get your talon, maybe you get another one and then you have a pair. So if you have an extra queen, please leave it in your hand. And if you get a queen in the talon, now you have a pair, and then when it comes around, your opponent will think you have no more queens because you just melded them, and they might discard a queen, and then you'll be able to pick the pack. Be strategic in what you're melding. Also, adding extra cards on a single turn can also lead to not enough cards in your hand to be able to build canastas. So you want to set your hand up to be able to pick the pack and help your partner. Hold on to cards in your hand and keep melds in 4th position. That means having 4 of a rank. And that's important because this allows your partner to be able to pick the pack and yourself. If you put 5 down or more, then you will not be able to pick the pack when your opponents discard that rank, because that would lead to having 8 cards. Your goal now is you're trying to pick that discard pile by picking the pack, so you want to have it grow, and you want to pick the pack when it is quite large, or you're allowing your partner to pick the pack. So be mindful of how many cards you put down on the table, and again, set your hand up to be able to pick the pack by holding on to pairs. Picking the pack is again the key to canasta. This is where again you're going to benefit with the most points and receive all the cards that will help you build your canasta. Holding on to pairs will allow you to pick the pack after your team opens, or you may want to hold on to your opening till the top card matches a pair in your hand. As long as you have your opening point count in your hand, you can take the top card and add it, and it cannot be counted in your initial meld. Baiting is another reason why you might not want to meld your rank that you have 3 of. I often will discard one of the 3 cards and hope that my opponent thinks I don't have that card in my hand, and when it comes back around, they will discard that card and I have a pair in my hand, so I will get the one I discarded plus the one that they discarded and any other cards that are in the pack. Often you don't want to meld all your cards when you pick the pack because of the empty tray rule. The empty tray rule says that you can't put down an ace, a 7, a dead card, of course a 3 or a wild. So you have to plan ahead, and that might be holding back a meld of 3 and discarding one of them, because you can't put them all down because you can't discard those cards. So plan ahead when you pick the pack, and again, you might have to hold back a meld. That would be a reason why you shouldn't put down all the melds. Sometimes the score of the game and the situations at the table require you to meld right away, and it is beneficial to meld. So sometimes you need lots of points. Maybe you need to open right away to control picking the pack. And that also might mean you don't meld because you're trying to get high points. So you're looking to make a special hand or to get more points in your hand. Sometimes the situation in the game is either team hasn't opened. You might want to meld or hold your cards in your hand to keep setting your hand up to look a little nicer. Maybe the other team opened. Maybe once they open, you need to meld right away. That you're both in the game so that you can pick the pack. Maybe the other team needs 180. That might be a reason why you need to meld right away. Often it's not beneficial to meld for a defensive move. Maybe you have 3 queens, however, most of those queens are in the discard pile, so why meld them? You'd be a good discard. If you think you can open and end the game quickly before the other team has a chance to do anything, it might be beneficial to meld early. Opening right away and trying to go out gives yourself a catch-up and negative points to the other team, which would level the playing field. Maybe you have lots of 3s that you're trying to cover, so maybe you do need to open quickly to cover your 3s. Maybe the other team has wild out or 7s or aces. Maybe if you can open or meld and get it closed, then you might be able to get your 2 canastas and get out of the game and give them a penalty. However, you might not want to meld because you need a good safe discard. Just because you have 3 cards to meld doesn't always mean you have to. Maybe the other team has that rank already melded. That could be a safe discard for you. Be mindful of where you place your wild cards. There might be some questions you need to ask yourself. Are the additional cards of that rank in the deck? How will you complete that canasta? Or does your opponent have the same melds, meaning they have 4, and we'll say 4 queens, and you have 4 queens? Is it wise to add a wild card to that? It would be wise to hold wild cards to be confident to complete canastas. Once a wild card is placed on a meld, you cannot change it, and often sometimes you wish you didn't meld it because you could have used it somewhere else. Use wild cards to complete a canasta rather than melding on a random rank. If it is a mixed canasta, consider putting down a wild card, even though you might have that rank in your hand, and you can discard that rank and use the wild card to close the canasta. So instead of melding the natural card, use the wild card because it's a mixed canasta, and then you can discard that rank and then it'll be safe. Some other reasons why it might not be beneficial for you to meld is at the end game. Often I see people put melds down and they kind of empty their hand out, and so then all they're left is with 7s and aces, which can lead to giving the other team those winning points of collecting 7s and aces. This often creates a sticky situation, and you might also be locking your hand that you won't be able to help your partner complete canastas. So maybe hold on to a meld and use them as discards so that you can maintain your aces and 7s in your hand, meaning 2 7s and 2 aces. Please consider some of these reasons why you might not want to meld. There is no one strategy for all the rounds for winning. There's lots to think about when you should meld and the perfect timing. Take a moment and consider not melding. I know often we all want to meld, we just want to get the cards out of our hand, and what the benefit will be to keep the cards in your hand. Often this will outweigh melding. Give these tips and strategies a thought during your Canasta game. A time in review, I think there's like 11 of these items that I discussed, and see how they fit in your Canasta game. Be sure to subscribe, and if you're looking for a topic, you can search here on the magnifying glass the topic you're interested in. Maybe you need a tip or strategy or just a brush up. This is a great way to review your Canasta skills. And don't forget to put anything in the comments, and again, subscribe so that YouTube knows you like the Canasta Class channel. Let's add on over to Real Canasta and play a round or two of Canasta. I'm sure we can get a full game in. On Real Canasta, we're going to click New Game. We're going to play base of 5. I like playing that because it really helps you understand when to add wild cards. So I have to have 5 of a rank before I add a wild card. We're going to play invisible mode, and we're going to start a new game. We're going to sort by rank, put out our 3s and take a new card. Put out your 3 again, and then pick 1 for your turn. We're looking for 125, so we're looking for a clean triple. Don't forget to think about a special hand. We have the makings of a special hand. We have a bunch of pairs, so let's kind of focus on that right now. We don't have any wild cards, nor do we have our clean triple. So going for a special hand is perfect. Special hand will always be here until you or your partner opens. It doesn't mean you have a special hand. It just says that you can still go for a special hand. Let's get rid of a 5. So you're going to pick a card on your turn. My partner has opened, so I can freely pick the pack. We're no longer going to go for pairs because my partner is opened. So let's pick a card. I don't have a pair of 4s. I do have a pair of 8s. I'm not going to put them up yet. I do have a pair of kings, and I have 1 4. I can put out my 1 4, and then I'm going to discard a 6. I'm going to hope at some point my opponent on my right will discard something I have pairs of. And there's the pair of queens. I'm going to take the pack. I'm going to put out the other queen, and I am going to hold on. Oh, we can put out our 2 4s, and then I'm going to give my partner 1 turn to see if she has the other 4, and I'm going to hold out here, and I'm going to get rid of the 5. Remember that pairs are power, so hold on to your pairs as long as you can. Okay, there's a pair of 8s. I'm gonna actually not pick it because that still will not give us enough 8s. That'll be 1 2 3 4 5 6. Oh, you know what, maybe I will, and then I can close it with a 2. Let's take it, and then I can close that. My opponent has jacks and 5s. I don't have any of those. He opened with 10s and aces. Let's get rid of a 10. I'll pick a card. Now we have 2 canastas, so I kind of changed my thought process now. I'm going to put out my 3 9s, my 2 kings, and I have plenty here for discards. I can get rid of my 10. My next discard would be the ace. I'm going to get rid of the ace. Now they have left themselves with only 1 card each. It's hard for them to make a canasta. There they go. They made their final canasta. We did fairly well. We did 1,350. The other team got 1,130. We're still both at 125. Sort by rank. We're going to put out our 3. Now there's only 3 cards here. I'm not going to pick the pack. I'm going to pick a card for my turn. And we do have, I believe, opener. We have 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 10, 25. We have to use another grouping to make to be able to use the other 2. So I'm not going to do that right now. They opened with aces and 4s, which I don't have. I'm going to try this 9. It's only 4 cards. I'm going to open, because now they have 1 canasta. I'll open the next hand. I was hoping to get it, look at a little different. A 6. Oh, I can pick the pack. And I'm going to open. So I'm going to put out the queens, my 3 5s. And I'm going to add this onto here, and then I only need 20 points. I'm going to put the 6s out. Jacks are a good discard because they have jacks over there. And I picked up 3 9s and I'm going to hold 5s. On to them. Maybe I'll be able to pick the pack again and get rid of the jack. It's 1 7. There's some 9s. And I'll put out my 9s. I have 1 queen. Maybe my opponents are going to go out soon. I don't know. They pretty much have a lot of cards left. I'm going to put out the jacks. I'm going to hold on to the 5s. So now they're going to try to get out of the game. Oh, good. I can put my 2 5s. Oh, shoot. I guess I did that earlier. It's all right. They're safe discards. Put out my jack. I didn't want to get rid of all my cards because I wanted to have some safe discards because the 7s. King. I can throw the 10, I think. Nope, 10's a fresh card. Let's get rid of these 5s. We got our final 9. I'm gonna get rid of my 5. Put out your 3. Now we have 2 10s and 2 7s. I think there's only 1 7 in there. I'm gonna get rid of 1 7. That's 3 7s maybe. Well, I can put out my wild card. I'm gonna get rid of a 10. Now he might pick the pack, but he's gonna have extra 7s. Got to be careful. I don't want to get rid of my 7 until my last card, because now they're controlling the 7s. Oh, he got down to 2 7s. Good for him. We had 1,950. They got 2,840. They had a lot of 3s. Look at all those 3s. So you just have to be careful that you don't give too many 7s in the discard pile, because they were controlling the 7s. If I had to get rid of this 7, I would end up giving them all the 7s and they would have a canasta of 7s. Just be careful. It was very risky, but my partner and I had 1 7 each, so they did not have the 7s. We're both at 155. We're both over 3,000. Sort by rank. Put out your 3s. Pick a card for your turn. Sort again. I'm going to get rid of a 5. We have 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 110, 20, 30. We're a long way off. We could do pairs. We need a pair of jokers with aces and 7s, and then we have a bunch of pairs. But I'm going to get rid, my partner got rid of a 6. I'm going to get rid of a 6. Trying to match up to my partner. Wow, look at all those 6s in there. Oh, I think there's a canasta of 6s. There's my clean triple. So we have 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 105. We have a long way to go. I'm gonna get rid of the 9, I think. And the queen. Oh, very nice. My partner opened. We don't match with each other. Bummer. That is a bummer. Oh, I can put out my other 10 now. That's 1 7. Two 7s, 3 7s, oh, I can pick the ace. Let's try that. I have to get rid of all those 7s though. I don't know if I'm going to do it. There's only 8 cards left, but there's a lot of canastas in here, so I'm going to try to do all the canastas. My discard is going to be the jack. Oh, 10s are closed. Trying to put 10s out. And 9s, they have 9s. I'll put out my 8s. 6s, another canasta. And 5s. So let's put out the jack. There's another 7. So we have 5, that's 6. If there's one more in there, we can get. Nope, we didn't get it. Yikes, we're gonna be caught with these. I'm gonna keep them and I'm just gonna get rid of the ace for the point value. We're still gonna be 1500 here. And that's that. End game. We still ended up with 780 points. We did get a penalty because we had too many. I had too many 7s in our hand, and they ended up with 2,315. So a little rough on my part, but it was worth a chance. I thought maybe we could get the other 7. Oh, they had them over here. It was worth a try. Okay, on to the next hand. We are at 155 and they are at 180 because they're over 5,000. Sort by rank. Put out your 3s. And take a new card for your turn. And And maybe we could play a special hand of zip code, which is 4 of a kind, 3 of a kind, 3 of a kind, and 2 pairs. Let's get rid of the 9. We're never going to make 155 with these low cards. It's a lot of turns, so hopefully my partner will open. Oh, there's 1-7. Ah. 2 7s. Bummer. Two 7s are out there. Who knew? They're controlling the pile now. Every card we throw out, they're going to pick up. It's 1-7. Two 7s. We want to keep that ace. Now I know if I throw this 6, I think they have 6s and 5s. We'll try the 5. I knew he had it. He's got all of the low numbers in there. Bummer. I know he has 9s. 8s, 10s maybe. I'm sure he has 10s. Well, this is a tough place to be in. I know he has 6s. The queens. Let's try this 10. Ugh. I don't have 155. I have 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 110. That's all I have. He had all the wild cards. There's the 6s. And the jack. Oh, perfect. My partner opened. And I never got a chance. Bummer. They won the game. Sometimes the cards just don't go your way. That was a bummer. I think the defining moment was the hand before this. I should never pick the pack, but you learn from your mistakes. We only had 8 cards left in the stockpile, and it was enough time for me to get rid of all those 7s. That's a bummer. Well, congratulations though to the other team. They got 9,095, so they won the game. And we never made it there. I think I made a crucial mistake the last one. So learn from my mistakes. Be mindful of what's in the discard pile. And be careful. My hand looked very nice though to be able to pick the pack now because I had all pairs. I was struggling to get to 155. I didn't have enough points in my hand. I started off with a really lot of low cards. I appreciate you being here and joining me on Canasta Class YouTube channel. Be sure to tune in next Monday at 6:30 for a new video, and be sure to comment below any topics you wish to have interest or what you would have done differently during the game, or maybe a thought you had about the games that we played. Thank you again for your love and support of the Canasta Class channel and me, and I love being here teaching you all about Canasta. And I'm learning too as we go along. Thanks everyone. See you next week. Bye-bye.